So now, Paula, we are heading to the Flamenco Dance Museum, which is one of the best highlights in Sevilla's destination. And you know what, Juan? It's the only museum of its kind in the world.
Really?
Yes, that's right.
Hello, my friends, Sandy and Paula.
Hi, Nina. How are you?
Very well, very well.
Fantastic to see you again.
Yes, for me too.
Yeah.
First of all, please sanitize your hands.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
That's my memory. Tina is the CEO of this wonderful flamenco dance museum.
Security distance.
Of course.
Yes. Let's put our mask.
Yes.
We have new things to show you.
Oh, really?
We have 3 new screens, and the only one in Andalusia semicircular screen.
Really?
Yes, this is only to welcome our friends Pasa
Ah.
and
Thank
you,
you.
of course.
That's very amazing.
We will show you the new things right now.
Perfect.
We can't wait. We're very excited, aren't we, Paula?
Of course.
After you, darling.
Chicos, a la clase. Hola. Hola, good morning. I will introduce you. He's Paco, one of the best guitarists in Sevilla, and he belongs of one very well-known saga of guitarists. Paco. And she's Rosa Belmonte.
Hello.
She was part of the Ballet Cristina Hoyos as a soloist and Ballet Flamenco of Andalusia. And she's one of the most professional dancers in Sevilla, I promise you. So, let's start.
Okay, let's go. Are you ready for to dance? Okay. We will do guajiras. Guajiras is one style of flamenco, has influence from rumba cubana. So, if you are ready, we will begin with easy steps, okay? Now, we will do a little zapateado. Simple, okay? Easy. With me. Okay? Planta tacón. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Lado. Okay, so when you practice, okay, you come to do llamada before the song, the cante, okay? Hacemos la llamada, Paco, ¿sí? Yes or no? See?
In our museum, we have 2 stages. And this is the only vault in Sevilla, the only cave. And this is our premium experience of show. We have the patio, the only Ecijano patio in Sevilla, but this is the only cave, and you will enjoy very much because you will have the artists so close to you that you can feel their breath. of our surprise. This is the only semicircular screen in Andalusia, and I think in Spain too. But I hope that the people will enjoy so much this choreography.
Wow! Look
Wow.
at that. It's incredible, completely high technology.
This is very spectacular, Paula, isn't it?
Of course.
You feel really as part of the action.
Yes, it's like you're inside.
Oh, we're like flamenco stars ourselves,
Oh.
don't you think so?
Completely. Oh, I love it.
This is
I've never
amazing.
seen such a screen before.
Imagine having this at home.
Oh my dear, how stressful.
In our temporary exhibitions, we have artists of all over the world, from Korea, Japan, China, Thailand, Israel, France, Germany, Spain, of course. In this screen, we have some of the most important styles in flamenco that we call palos. Each one have a different rhythm, and this is the difference. We put here the feeling that they express strongly.
Aren't you excited?
Of course, I can't wait.
Me either.
My friends, enjoy the show.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Dina.
Dina.
To your very good help. So this is one of the longest established original shops in Seville, which gives the essence and the tradition of the best embroidery, of the best handmade goods.
Shawls.
Yes,
Oh,
and fans
how
and
beautiful.
all the special things that make Seville so unique. So let's
They
have a
do
look.
it in a very professional way.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi,
I'm
Rosie.
Santi, and you are.
Paula.
It's nice to meet you. Would you like to see our factory?
It's my pleasure.
Of course, with great pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
First of all, sanitize our hands.
Yeah, security is key.
Of course, it's very important on this times of the life. Well, this is a very old factory of embroidery. It's 100 years old, the company, and it's the third generation making handmade shawls in Sevilla,
Very
all around the
familiar.
city. There's in the countries, the ladies, many years ago, they had the different designs of the grandfather of the owners, and the materials, the silk, and they do it at their houses. With them, they print it on the material, the design, and then with the needle and a thread and a frame, they do the embroidery by hand. Normally a shawl, if you don't mind, we can see them in the inside of the factory.
Yes, please go ahead. We are very interested. So everything is kept, the tradition, I mean, everything.
It is. It's a very old. This is a very old design that came from China in the 18th century. The first monsoon that arrived Spain came from the boat that we call it Manila, that made the way from the islands, Philippine island, to the south of America
to Nueva
and
España, and then to Seville.
That's why the name
That is
Manila.
Manila, the Manila boat. And this is one of the original designs from that time, from China. It's a design that's from the grandfather of the actual generation of the actual owners, and it's very, very beautiful. As you can see, the oriental style of the design.
So you still keep the original patterns and the oriental.
Designs and the Spanish, because that was a very big influence when they arrived, the shawls, to Spain, and they adapted as a piece of the traditional customs dress, or the flamenco dress, and they use it as a coat. Not the top societies, the lowest society, they use it as a coat, because the climate is not for a very heavy coat.
Yes.
You can't wear in Sevilla in winter what could be a mink coat or a feather coat, and it has to
fur
be
coat,
something in silk, something light that you can take out if it's too heavy.
Easily, yeah, I know.
The cigarreras in the 19th century, they started using a very big flowers like these. From the Opera Carmen, you can remind them.
So we have different patterns
Yes.
depending.
This is a design typically from Sevilla, the Imperial design.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
The Frenches, there's a village near Sevilla that makes Frenches. It's called Cantillana. You can see it on the door of the houses, the ladies in a chair, dropping the shawl and making the French in the main street.
Yes,
It's very original, it's very nice to see.
You've got the beauty of the colors,
it is.
and it's very heavy, and also this is
Yes,
heavy.
it's heavy for a winter that you get maybe 10 centigrades of temperature. It's not very cold, but it's not very, it's nice to use something like that. With a long dress, a very long dress with an underneath the skirt, and it's perfect for that type of wearing, for going every day to work to the fabric of tobacco, the factory of tobacco, which actually is the university.
I cannot imagine a better compliment.
No, and for dancing now is something beautiful.
Like a jewel.
Yeah, we just saw the flamenco dancer, the artist, wearing this, and it's really amazing, very spectacular.
Yes.
So, yeah, and the material, I mean, the fabric is silk, isn't
Natural
it?
silk and embroidery, normally it's by hand.
Made by hand.
By
Ah,
hand. We had several ones, these are all by hand, and with big flowers, very beautiful. And we also have a fantastic collection of old shawls from the 18th, 19th and 20th century.
We'd love to have a look.
Yeah,
Won't we?
please. And how long does it take you to embroider all this?
Something like this, a piece like this could be about 6 or 7 months of work, even a year,
my
because
God.
we don't pay them by hours. They do it at their houses, they do it in the time that they have free, so that when they finish the material, we'll pay them by pieces, never by hours. They could
Okay.
do it when the time that she prefers, the day that she wants, and
And
the French is exactly the same. Maybe a French like this could be a month of work by hand,
wow.
because they do it at home. It was something that normally in 1960, 1965, there wasn't the man didn't like that the women works out of his house.
Yeah.
And they do things like this
Very
at home, and she could get some money free. That's why we started doing the shawls.
beautiful work.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's very amazing.
Thank you very much.
It's been really a pleasure.
I don't want to.
No, you can drop it. It doesn't bother. It won't break, and if it breaks, we can fix it. It doesn't bother at all.
It's beautiful.
So will it be possible just to have a look at that collection you're mentioning of the ancient jewels?
The antique ones?
Yeah, of course.
Ancient.
You have to go upstairs and
Some
with me.
special pieces before.
So the atmosphere is so unique and it's so authentic.
What a beautiful house.
This is a lovely house. It's from the 19th century.
Oh,
Wow,
amazing.
Beautiful
beautiful.
pieces.
So these are your masterpieces of the house.
Yes,
And all these
yeah.
shawls are made by your factory.
Not all of them.
Not all of
it's
them.
a very big collection that we expose when we are talking about shawls from the 18th century, 19th century, and it's fantastic the work. But some of them are done here in Spain, but some of them are done originally in China in the 18th century. It's a big collection.
Here we got Chinese drawings here.
This is from Sevilla, from the 19th century. It could be a shawl from 1856, 1857.
And it looks brand new, you know, but because of the quality of the fabric.
Quality, yes.
It's very, very beautiful.
But you can find pieces very original, very, very nice, with pastel colors, with the flowers. This is another shawl that's made here too, in Sevilla. The ladies who make them, they call it el tulipán, the buttercup in Spanish, because it has a big buttercup in the design.
Oh yeah, can see. And do you pack it in those boxes?
Those are
They're
boxes.
very nice.
The boxes that we use is almost a brand of the label of the house.
Beautiful. So every garment you sell, you have on sale?
Yes, we
It's kept in
always we'll put it with that
Inside this
with that bag,
beautiful
with that
hollow
box.
The same,
These
the
beautiful
same
boxes.
design,
So already the parcel, the box is a work of art. It's a piece of art.
It is.
So
yeah. Definitely. The box is another present.
it's beautiful. Come on, this is like a museum. You can tell it really has a very strong Asian influence.
It is.
Very oriental, I mean.
Would you like to wear one?
Paula,
Paula, would you like to wear one?
Yes,
why
of
don't you
course.
Why
try
don't
one
you
on?
model one for us?
Me.
Yes, Paula.
Volunteer. Okay.
Let's do it with your blonde hair. It has to be very
I'm not
nice.
used to wear such a yellow.
You do it very well. Very nice. She's very elegant. Excuse me.
So I mean, this is not only for flamenco dancing, but also for any woman who would like, who intends to look spectacular or very elegant for a
yes,
special
for a
occasion.
wedding,
Nice.
for an evening dress,
For a wedding.
for a cocktail. It's something that
Feria.
to go to the theater, for the feria, to the opera.
In the nights, yes, of course.
It's really elegant and
Very
very
beautiful.
easy
And
to
it
wear.
keeps you warm. Eh?
It is. If you want, you have a special dinner. That is something that will hold beautifully. Everybody will look.
Definitely. It's very, very smart.
This is Elizabeth II, Spanish Elizabeth II
Oh
Queen.
my God.
The design. Este es un mantón isabelino. It's called Isabelline.
Because of the Queen of Spain,
She
Isabella
made it on
II.
fashion, like the mantilla. She was very, very,
She was fond of popular culture,
very.
I
Yes,
know.
of course. As you can see, it has a cross without less work on the front of it. That marks it.
So they are very ancient.
And the Frenches from that time was very, she didn't like big Frenches. She liked
they are
this
short.
very fine and very small little Frenches.
So,
So it wasn't that heavy as the Imperial.
so this shawl is more than 100 years old.
Yes, it is.
And you can tell the quality of
Well,
the product
almost
that
all
it
of them
looks
is
new.
more than 100 years old. If they're from the 18th, 19th century, from more than 100 years old.
Amazing. Are these wonderful masterpieces of art on sale? Are they possible to acquire them, or you have them only as a treasure for the family, for exhibition maybe?
Well, we have it to intend that these designs don't get lost. To
So you
do
keep
the
them
new
like-
fabrication is experience on this type of design. Sometimes they are copies.
So you use it as a pattern.
It's a pattern.
Or inspiration for
Inspiration,
you.
because it's something that
So it's
is going to
for
be
sale.
it's going to lost. You're going to
Yeah.
lost this design. If
Definitely.
you don't do it now by hand in silk and the same quality with the same type of French, in maybe 100 years you will get it lost.
Of course.
So it's definitely
You have
not for
to
sale.
do it new in the new materials, do it completely exactly, or trying to do it as much possibility it is exactly like the piece that we have, the old piece, so that you can sell it and you're buying a beautiful shawl by hand in silk but new. Instead of a piece like that that's 200 years.
So, are you Juan?
Yes.
Very nice to meet you.
Juan Foronda.
Juan
Nice to meet
Foronda.
you.
Well, you are like a living legend because you keep the treasure of your family, of your great grandfather. So congratulations for that.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
We loved your house, your factory. It's something so authentic. You can really tell.
A wonderful lady.
Yeah, the wonderful work that you do and keeping all the patterns, keeping the very Spanish tradition. And these works of art, we know that they are appreciated all over the world.
Yeah, we need more families like yours.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Yes.
100 ago, so
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
Yes.
a very long
a
time.
very long time.
So you are
Certainly.
the third generation,
Yes.
and all your family is still working in the
Yes.
in the business.
Business in the factory and also in the shop.
How many shops do you have in Sevilla?
We have six shops here.
Wow. That's a good number.
We're in the middle town.
And Rosy told us before you send shows all over the world.
Yes.
So,
So is it possible to buy your goods by internet?
Yes. We have a.
You have your
shop.
website,
Yes.
and it's possible that, well, so dear friends, look, you can buy these wonderful treasures from home. Very convenient.
yeah. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Thank you very much to you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good luck, you know, because
Thank you very
have
much.
a treasure in your hands. You keep the spirit of Sevilla
Yes.
here.
Hope to see you soon
Of
again.
course, we'll be back. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello, Mila. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Very fine.
Fine.
Nice to
Thank
see you. So first, let's put
Yes.
the solid.
So, what a
Well.
wonderful shop you have.
Thank you so much.
Very beautiful.
Yes.
I think that we can keep the distance and remove our masks.
Yeah, okay, yes, it's okay.
Nice. So this shop is very special. Can you tell us a bit about the history of Lina as a designer? She was I know that this lady was the first flamenco fashion designer in modern history in Sevilla.
Yes, I think so, because it's a familiar business. My parents began in about 16 and in a little shop, in a little workshop. And then they began to grow up, and now we have a shop and an atelier to make all the dresses here, and all the days are by bespoke, and it's all, we inherit all his history, and now my sister and I continue to the same.
That's beautiful. So you keep the business in the same family
Yes.
from your parents. That's
Yes.
beautiful. And you make all these unique flamenco dresses by hand, very unique and bespoke. Everything tailor-made for the clients.
Okay.
That's like haute couture, like.
You know, Santi, the flamenco dress is the only one regional dress that changes every year with the fashion.
Yeah, that's this very unique feature, Paula, because
depending on the trends, you know, there are specialized fairs about the flamenco designers every year, maximum. I find it so interesting.
Yeah, that makes it even more special. That is the only regional dress that is subject to fashion. This is very beautiful.
They must be the typical flamenco dress. It's we made a dress like that for the Queen of Sofia.
Ah, the Queen Sofia of Spain.
Yes, my parents made for her, and we have a replica here. Also, the Grace Kelly dress. We have the photograph and the also reply.
Amazing. You can see here Princess Grace Kelly, the actress, as Princess of Monaco with her husband visiting Seville. And this is a replica of the dress, so it's possible to buy one.
Yes, we made it. I think that every year one or two customers come to make one for them.
To have one made.
Yes.
The same
Every year. It's a classic. It's an iconic dress for the.
It's iconic.
Yes,
It's iconic of the brand.
Indeed it is, yes.
And I can see that is the Lina signature here.
Yes, embroidered.
So
yes.
we have embroidery also here in our atelier.
Ah, nice.
So there's the shawls and everything. So it's possible to buy also the flower and the earrings and the necklace.
All the combinations. Yes, all the accessories that you need for flamenco you can buy here. Bracelet, earrings, flowers, the shawl also.
Beautiful.
And now you have a new version for going to the feria. If your first time to come here, I think that sometimes it's so difficult to put and to wear like
and it's easier to wear.
Yes, it's more comfortable, and you take a little bit of fragrance, and
it doesn't weigh.
it's so light.
It's very light and very elegant, so perfect for the warm weather of Sevilla.
I think it's perfect that you introduce in flamenco, and then you can choose more complicated.
More complicated, more typical Seville.
To face the
the next step. The first and the next.
On the next step. That's beautiful. Because I think this is a good moment to talk about the feria, the April 3rd, the Feria de Abril. It's a festival that is held in Seville 2 weeks after Easter. And women, ladies in Seville, little children, also elderly ladies, everyone dress in the typical flamenco dress for that occasion. So this is perfect for any visitor, any lady who doesn't dare wearing the real version. This is like the first step.
Yes.
This is very nice. Very nice. So I guess that many visitors, many tourists come to your shop.
Yes, especially in feria, before feria.
Before feria we have a lot, and summer also.
Do you also send your products overseas? So it's possible to send, to ship?
It's totally possible. Yes.
So maybe one visitor coming from Asia, she can buy this dress and you can send.
We can send. Without problem.
That's
and we have a new line in our business. It's about leather. It's called Le Coq. It's a new way of the frame. Le Coq, Lina by the Coq, and we also made a handmade leather.
Handmade.
Yes.
Yeah, that is very, very interesting because you should know that Seville is also famous for the quality of the leather goods. So this is really beautiful.
And I see you've got all the accessories you need to dress, to show us your dress. You've got flowers, you've got
I'm going to show you
shawls,
some
combs,
yes,
fans,
and maybe I don't know how to say
earrings,
mantillas.
This is also very Spanish, very original. These are worn in special occasions, maybe
for the wedding.
For weddings.
How beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And also you can see mantillas in the bull ring.
Yes.
We're going to bullfighting or a special occasion like a wedding celebration.
A ceremony, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It's a typical Spanish.
Don't you find this?
Wonderful.
It's to die for.
Yes.
So elegant. So beautiful. And it's made in silk, isn't
Yes.
it? You can touch, it's so
Always
soft.
with your name embroidered.
With the bronze.
Yes. The
So it's
reference.
great. Wonderful.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
So we can stay here for hours.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You've got lots of interesting things.
Yeah.
But thanks very much for showing us.
Thank you, it's a pleasure for us.
Thank you very much, and congratulations for your wonderful work to
thank
keep
you.
Seville a very so special place, that we keep the tradition and we keep the beauty of the city. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So Paula, tell us about the place we are visiting now.
Santi, we are visiting now Hotel Triana Montalban. This is nowadays a wonderful hotel boutique, as you can see, surrounded by beautiful ceramics. Because it used to be an old ceramic
Factory.
yes. So, as you can see, all these machines.
Very special, very unique, because as far as I know, Seville is also famous for the wonderful quality of the ceramics
Yes.
produced here.
Seville is the cradle of flamenco, but also the cradle of ceramics.
Amazing. And also,
And especially
Triana, this
Yeah.
neighborhood. Yeah, special flavor, special atmosphere. I've been reading that Triana is also home to many of the most legendary flamenco artists
Yes.
in history.
Lots of flamenco dancers, guitar players, and singers came from Triana. Indeed, well, the first flamenco tablaos were settled here in this neighborhood.
The famous café cantantes.
Yes,
like
before the
singing
tablaos were the
cafes.
singing cafes,
Uh-huh.
now we've got the tablaos. Working all over the year with professional shows for local and also for tourists. So we've got a very huge flamenco offer the whole year.
So the offer is endless. I mean, and it's
Endless.
possible that all our visitors can enjoy a flamenco show anytime.
Anytime
here in
of the
Seville.
year, yes.
Wonderful, that's wonderful. But I have one special surprise for you.
Tell me.
Yes, this year 2020 we are celebrating the biggest event in the flamenco world internationally, which is called La Bienal de Flamenco de Sevilla. La Bienal de
Wow.
Sevilla, the Flamenco Biennial of Seville, which has been taking place for 40 years in a row so far.
Oh my God.
Since 1980. This
Uh-huh.
will be its 21st edition. And due to the pandemic, the Flamenco Biennial has
Changed.
adapted and changed a little bit the
format.
way, all the format of the performances and the shows. There will be 51 shows in total,
Yes.
and all of them will take place, many of them in the open air, in special heritage places, with the atmosphere and the magic of Seville, the home to flamenco, because this event is the mother of all the international flamenco festivals. You can go to very prestigious flamenco festivals in London, in Tokyo, in Paris, in Berlin, everywhere in the world, in New York City also. But this one was the mother of all of them. So all the flamenco festivals you can go to in the world are inspired by the flamenco, Bienal de Flamenco de Sevilla.
Well, how I love it.
And this is amazing. Some of the venues where the Bienal de Flamenco is going to take place are as unique as the Royal Palace of Seville, the Alcázar,
Casa.
which is the oldest royal residence still in use in Europe, or the Carthagen Monastery of Santa Maria de las
Oh,
Cuevas,
how special.
very special,
Yeah.
which is the Contemporary Art Museum of Andalusia now, or places like the Church of St. Louis of the French,
The Baroque.
the masterpiece of Baroque period in the south of Spain,
I love this
or
church.
places like St. Jerome's Monastery,
So
which
the best scenarios.
the
the
very
city.
best places in the city.
Uh-huh.
And what's more, because our friends all over the world will be wondering how to come to Seville in these hard times to travel.
Yes.
No problem.
No?
Because you can watch the very best selection of the 7 best performances live in streaming and free of charge.
I can't believe it.
Yes.
It's incredible.
So it's so convenient.
So-
Well, of course, the wonderful thing is to come to Seville to enjoy.
No doubt, but
Life.
nowadays,
But for those friends, visitors of Seville, fans all over the world who can't afford coming now due to the pandemic, they are able to enjoy these shows live in streaming.
and when can we buy some tickets? to
Well,
special
this is
shows?
also fresh news, Paula, because nobody knows yet.
Oh, tell me.
Tomorrow
No.
on the website.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So let's
The
buy
website is labienal.com. Labienal.com. There you can find all the information, all the program, and you can buy all the tickets. Are you coming, darling?
Of course, this is a privilege. We'll go with you.
Sure. Thank you. I love it. So it's been a wonderful day, hasn't it?
Yes, it's very nice.
Very
Look the
informative.
light. Look the sky, completely blue. Because Seville is the city of the light also.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. So, Paula, let's meet
Yes.
again in August to go to the Bienal de Flamenco. Aren't you excited?
Of course I am.
So,
darling.
let's
That
meet
was
it.
a very good information. Thanks for sharing it with me.
Thanks for sharing this wonderful day with me, Paula.
It was my pleasure, darling.
Of course. And to all our friends who have been watching us live today, thank you very much for having made Seville your choice. And see you very soon here.
See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.